Emma, Ballard, and the Crystal Book, Chapter 8, A Fairy. What's that crawling up the horsetail reed? A weird miniature alien emerged from its watery world. Its spiny, spindly legs heaved itself awkwardly upwards. Bright yellow eyes stared at Emma, who found herself totally immersed in observing the strangeling. It began to pulsate. She knew the scenario taking place right before her eyes, for Fry had shown her. "I know what you are," she said quietly. Without an audible sound, the odd creature's back split wide open. Protruding from the split, wriggling and writhing, a very different creature emerged, presenting itself to the world. Leaving behind the former shell of a body, it ever so slowly pumped itself up, filling out to size, and four glorious wings unfurled from its fuchsia body, patterned with the intricacy of a stained glass window. Gigantic eyes gyrated, loosening up to get a better view of its new surroundings. The now fully hardened crystalline wings buzzed up and down, lifting the creature off its transformation platform and away. Emma responded joyously. "A dragonfly has been born in our garden today, and I got to see it. Come back. Please, come back." Rolling over, she smiled at the sight of Merlin perched on her headboard, fast asleep. She tried to read some, but the gentle sounds of the garden and the sea in the distance lulled her into dream world. "Emma, Emmy," a musical voice sang. Something tugged on her hair. "Ow, you're pulling my hair! Stop that!" Raising up, leaning back on her elbows, she was surprised to see a dragonfly hovering in front of her face. "It's your birthday, isn't it?" The red dragonfly, really a lovely fairy, spoke in a sweet voice, high-pitched and musical, which rose over the buzz of her wings. "Yes, it is my birthday, and I saw you watching me." "You are so tiny. What's your name? How did you know mine?" The fairy pouted. "I hear it all the time. Emma this and Emma that. Emma will love this bed, blah, blah, blah. I've been living in my lily pond for a very long time, you know. I hear everything. Do you like your name?" "I think so. I have a middle name, too, Bimini, and I think I like it better." "Oh, I like that, but Emma is a good name. I don't have one yet. Can you help name me, please?" "Oh, yes, I would love that. I think your color's beautiful. What are the names of some of the others in your garden?" "Well, let's see. There's Whiffle, Muffle, and Gissel flying around over there." Emma repeated the names. Whiffle, Muffle, and Gissel. And suddenly 3 more dragonflies instantly hovered alongside. "You called?" they asked, bowing before her. Emma giggled. "Nice to meet you." "Emma, it's so nice of you to notice us finally. We have been seeing you in the garden so many times, and you've never seen us as we truly are," said Gissel. "I'm sorry. I thought you might be fairies," Emma admitted, trying not to speak too loud in her excitement. "I want to help name her." "We have a name for her. It's Tissel, and that is what she will take," Whiffle vowed, defiantly crossing his arms and putting his face up in his own pout. "And if she doesn't like it, too bad. She says she won't have it. Imagine that." "No, I don't like it, and I won't take it," the newborn mimicked Whiffle's body language. "Emma is going to give me a name I like," she said haughtily. "Well, Emma, what will it be?" Emma thought for a moment. "Well, you are as red as a chili pepper. I like the name Cayenne." The 3 dragonflies booed. "We don't like that. No way. Boo. It has to be what we choose. That is our way of doing things." "Well, I do like it, and I'm going to do things my way. My name will be Cayenne, and that's final. Thank you, Emma. See you around." And the 4 of them zipped away. "Wait, come back. I want to visit some more. Cayenne, please." Fry gently nudged her. "Come on, Missy. Let's get you up to the house before dinner. We have to have a late lunch." Merlin, with a quick flap of his wings, flew up into the trees to find lunch for himself. "Oh, Fry, I watched a dragonfly being born just there, and she's really a dragonfly fairy. And she asked me to help name her, and I did, and then more of them came." Emma held her book close to her chest while he picked her up. "Wait, my glass. Flo will not be happy if we leave that out here." "Oh, what a wonderful time you had. Fairies, you say?" he asked, holding her with one arm and grabbing the glass. "A storm is coming tonight. It will bring some good rain for the gardens and trees." Fry stared at the sky. "I will cover up your garden bed." "Oh, thank you. Do you believe me, don't you, about the fairies?" He set her down on the counter to wash up. "Of course I do. How else would I know how it's going to rain tonight?" "The fairies told you?" Fry just winked, seating her at the table. Adele and Flo discussing details about the party and what they needed to be doing to prepare for it. They listened to Emma share her fly fairy experience. Adele and Flo felt it could have been real or perhaps just a dream. Except for Fry. He just gave her another wink. "Pretty sure Fry believes me," she whispered to Beastie, curled up in her lap. "What games would you like to play, Emma?" Adele asked. How about a maypole? Even though it'll be June," Emma giggled. Flo piped up they could add a piñata filled with candy. She knew someone in town who would make one. "Can I have a mermaid piñata and pin the tail on the donkey, of course I mean dolphin, and maybe hide and seek in the garden?" Adele daintily clapped her hands. "Perfect. 3 games will be plenty. We'll have a party around your garden bed at the lily pond, and Fry can put up the maypole." "June pole," Emma giggled again, putting her spoon up in her soup and patting it around. "I hope Daddy and Bryce get back in time, and Grandmother, I want her to be at my birthday party too. I miss them." "We all do. Now don't play with your food, Emma." "Grandmother told me that dolphins get to play with their food, and if she were to raise kids again, she would let them play with their food just like dolphins get to," Emma sassed back. "Well, I am not Allura. I'm your mother, and I say don't play with your food." Fry mentioned the thunderstorm arriving and went off to close the many windows and doors in the manor. "He must have a special weather fairy in the garden. He always knows when it's going to rain," Flo said. Emma wished she didn't have to finish her cucumber soup, hardly her favorite. Beastie seemed to take sympathy, all snuggled up in her lap. "I finally know what kind of cake I want. Lemon cake with buttercream icing. I just can't eat any more of this." Flo frowned at her. "Oh, here, I'll take that bowl. You at least ate half of it." Adele stroked Emma's hair. "Don't worry. There was plenty of things I didn't like to eat when I was little, like onions. So, Gabby and I are going shopping in town for some items we need for the party. Flo will be here if you need anything." "Can't I go, Mama?" "I wish you could go, but, sweetie, you need your rest. Put Beastie down and I'll take you to your room." "I am tired of resting, and it's not my room. I miss my room upstairs. How come I can't stay in my own room?" Adele set Emily gently on the bed and tickled her. "Do I see a pouty face? Now there's a smile. You have to stay here because this is your healing room. It's just temporary. See you later." Emma spent the rest of the afternoon writing about her experiences with the dragonfly fairies and reading. Adele and Gabby returned to the Ballard garage with all the items needed for the party. Robert waited there with Sadie and Slick hitched up to one of the carts. He gave the ponies a pat and waved at Gabby as she parked the Aston Martin they drove to town. "Yay, Dad, we love this one. It's so 007. He smiled as he thought of the girls racing to town in that 007 car and loaded up the cart with bag after bag. "That's my girls. Good choice. Did you get everything?" "Looks like you did." I believe so. Everyone wished Emma well and are sending positive energy," Adele sighed. Robert said nothing. He led the cart through the covered bridge. He thought about the twins and their mission. and when he helped carry the parcels into the kitchen, Flo noticed his demeanor. "We will hear something soon. Please don't worry," she said. Gabby and Robert hopped in the car. "Well, it should be an awesome party. We might have gone a bit overboard, but she only turns 10 once." Robert's only reply was, "I hope the boys will be back in time." Flo offered to put everything away so Adele could go see Emma. She had checked in on Emma while they were gone. The little princess had wanted for nothing. "Mama, you're back! What did you get?" "Everything and more than we need for your party." "I'm so bored. Can you get me out of here?" "What kind of candy did you get?" It's a surprise, and if there's candy you don't like?" She laughed, carrying Emma upstairs for a bath. Emma chose over the rainbow crystals, and soon in her warm tub, 7 different colors of bubbles filled the air around her. "I love Flo's bubble bath crystals. Pop some with me, Mama." Holograms of rainbows and unicorns, fairies, and butterflies spurted from the bubbles, rising to the ceiling against a now castle background. Adele sponged Emma's back. "I wonder how Flo makes these bath crystals." Emma popped at the last few. "I know how." "Really, Emma? She won't tell anybody. It's a big secret. How do you know how?" "Well, she makes them out in her greenhouse at night. I have seen the spires glowing and shooting off sparks. One time I snuck out there and watched through the glass. She was doing a chant and laughing and dancing around and mixing all kinds of stuff together. Do you think she's a witch, Mama?" "Well, if she's a witch, she's a good witch. And what are you doing sneaking out at night? You know we have rules, Emma Bimini Ballard." Then Adele remembered her rule, the one to keep Emma safe from the grips of the black hole. No anger, no negative. "Let's get you dried off and dressed," she said gently. And in the kitchen, Flo made supper. She heard Fry's footsteps behind her. "One of our rare thunderstorms are brewing. The house is closed up now," he said, gazing out the window. "I wish we had a magic spell we could use, so the house would all just close up on its own. It does so many things on its own. Why not that, I wonder?" Flo asked, shoving a wooden spoon towards Fry to have a taste of her cooking. Fry nodded his approval and secured the kitchen window. He admired the intriguing cast hardware of the hinges and handles. Fry kept everything working smoothly at the manor. It had been built long ago from an ancient recipe of cob, which allowed for the fantastical, whimsical shapes of windows and doors and carvings around the entire manor. Practically nothing looked square. Being so well designed and constructed, it seldom wanted for repair. Not a floorboard creaked beneath his feet. He truly felt at one with this manor. In all the years he had been in the house, it had never needed painting or roof repaired. A totally magical place indeed. "Flo, I didn't close my bedroom windows. I'll be right back." Fry entered the hall and rushed up the grand staircase, seeing Adele getting ready to carry Emma down for her bath. "Here, let me do this. Let me take her for you." Adele, happy to have help, nimbly went on ahead, and Fry carried a squeaky clean little girl dressed in her yellow linen nightgown to the kitchen. Flo had prepared a vegetable pasta soup with cornbread muffins, which they ate to their heart's content. Emma thanked Flo for making one of her favorite soups. She picked out the baby potatoes and carrots first, and then with the handles of the soup bowl sipped at the delicious broth without slurping. She knew that would not do at the dinner table. It would make Flo's teeth grind to hear slurping of any kind. And for dessert they enjoyed strawberry shortcake with fresh whipped cream. The setting sun saved its last bit of glow for the garden flowers to take their bow as they closed up for the night. The evening sounds of the island began to merge. Emma sat with Beastie, thinking about her experience in the garden and finding it hard to believe it had just been a dream. It seemed too real. Beastie gave a meow and rubbed her head against Emma's chin. "I love you, Beastie." The kitty jumped down as Fry approached. "Come, little one, let's get you off to bed." "But I just got here. Can't I stay? I don't want to be alone in my room, please." "Let her stay for a while," Flo insisted. Adele nodded. Fry took a seat at the table. Well then, I guess we'll play a game of Go Fish. He grinned and pulled a deck of cards from his shirt pocket. Beastie hopped back up on Emma's lap, and Emma begged, Mama, Flo, please play too. They joined in, and the game went on until the last match. At the last match of cards, Emma announced she was the winner and gathered them to shuffle. Let's play again. Nope, it's time for bed, Adele insisted this time. Fry let Emma put all the cards in order and stuff them back in the pack and into his shirt pocket before lifting her out of Father's chair. Beastie ran on ahead to the healing room. We will check in on you later, Flo assured her. Fry placed Emma gently on the bed, kissed her on the forehead, and pulled the covers over her lifeless legs. Flo is going to read to you for a while. I think your mom is going to bed early tonight. Beastie is here to keep you company. Beastie purred, kneading her paws on the covers. Does Mama have one of her headaches? I believe so, Fry said. Emma lay alone, trying to move her legs. Not even a toe would wiggle, no matter how hard she tried. Beastie, I am in a terrible way. I hate everyone having to carry me around. All I need is a wheelchair. Flo arrived, toothbrush in hand. Time to brush. What chapter are you on in your book? At the part where they're all going to the secret garden. I wish I had a wheelchair, Emma said, brushing at her teeth. She settled back, listening to Flo's flowing voice. Realizing that Emma had fallen asleep, Flo tucked the covers around her and left the room with the door open. Light glowed from the slit at the bottom of Fry's bedroom door. She knocked softly, but no answer. He must have fallen asleep. Flo's bedroom, one of the largest of many cozy and colorful bedrooms in the Ballard Manor, had been hers since she arrived as a skinny, scared orphan. She loved her private quarters in the Grand Cobb Manor, and could change the color of her room as she wished with her glowing crystals. Her moods were her colors, and now it radiated a warm green. Her bathroom had the most comfortable marble tub in shape of a swan. In treating herself with lush bubble baths of creamy, colorful crystals, she loved nothing better than to sink into the warm water and soak. With her hair bundled high up on her head in a long braid, she slipped into the soothing water and sank to her neck. She began to read her book. Oh, this is getting good. But I'll be growing fish scales if I soak any longer. She pulled the plug of the bathwater, letting the green bubbles go down the drain. Flo made sure all soaps that were used in the Ballard Manor were compatible with nature, and that way all the wash water could be directed to the gardens. She nestled into her feather bed with her mystery book. The rumbling of thunder grew closer, setting a darker mood. She would not sleep tonight, but keep her ears open for any calls from Emma. And up at the nature lodge, all the animals bedded down, warm and cozy inside. The wild ponies, Primble and Scout, each in their own stalls, munching on their hay. The girls, closed in their hen house, nestled snug in their own nest boxes. Merlin sat in the cottage with Robert, and Gabby and Gabe read into the night at the lodge. Gabe's room, a loft special and rustic, had a peeled pine pole bed with matching furniture. His shelves held collections of feathers and rocks and hand-carved animals, shelves lined with walls with adventure books, and one whole shelf dedicated to field guides, his favorite. A field guide to trees of the West lay on the bed, and Gabe snuggled with a tiny rescue fawn, both already in dream worlds. Robert listened to the storm from his cottage. Merlin, perched on the back of a plush armchair with him, knew that storms were quite rare and brought darkness. Like a giant timpani being beaten, the rumbling of thunder announced the cracks of lightning with clashing cymbals, sending dancing shadows across the room. It would soon be upon them. Merlin would not sleep. The wind began to howl. The trees warned of darkness with wild, swaying arms. The thunder and lightning were now just seconds apart. Grandpa sunk into his chair further. Merlin inched closer to Grandpa's neck. Ballard Manor suddenly trembled with the loud crack of thunder. Emma, tossing her arms and writhing, woke with a scream at what she saw and screamed again. Next, Chapter 9, Midnight Nightmare.